All right, everybody. I am here, and you know what? I think I forgot to put my notifications out there on Tuesday and today to tell you that it was live Wednesday Night Live. I still have stuff to catch up on since I was gone, and I think in my head I told myself I was going to do that when I got back because I knew I was going to miss last week. So let's just get going here. Let me get my comments down. I think I got it pretty straightforward this time. Even though it seems like I've been gone forever, I got my sound on. You should be seeing me. We are good to go. So give you guys a second to realize that I'm on. Like I said, I didn't have the reminders up to tell you that I was going to be on. But tonight, as you could tell by my little hat, we're going to do my Christmas card and we are going to do a weekly live together. So, you'll see when we get going. Um, let's see what I got to show you guys. Oh, I'm going to go into, specials. It's still August. We've still got the, in color sale going on for a few more days. We've got trying to think what else we had. In color sale. I think since the last time I was on, that was all just weekly stuff that I was telling you the last time. Um, have not heard of a join special coming up, but possibly in October. My little notes that I wrote on my calendar said October. So if anybody's hanging out there on the line to join up, um, let's look for October. If we don't hear something at the beginning of September, um, we'll look in for something in October. So uh, in color sale, and then just all the Stampin' Up stuff that is changing. I think that that was a lot of what I talked about last time as well. We've got all kinds of changes coming up. So if you have any questions about the new packaging, the red rubber leaving, or the markers, uh, please reach out and hit me up. The markers, while I will say are not like a necessity, I don't use mine a lot, but here's why. They got rid of the ability to buy just one, and you got to buy the whole color family. And so I just stopped kind of using them all the time. I do use them for myself, but I can't replace just like real red when I've used it so much at Christmas that the tip is bad or something. But they are wonderful markers if you like to color with markers, or um, good for just filling in a little spot that you may have missed or something. So they were on the clearance rack last I knew. I have not looked to see if they are still available. But clearance rack, and it's not the clearance rack, it's the last chance. So um, give that a look if you think that that might be something that you're interested in. Oh, good, we got some people on. Christy, Debbie, hey girls, Janice, and um, thanks for sharing, Debbie. Merry Christmas. Yes, we're gonna do both, guys. Um, I think that that's it with the Stampin' Up info. We'll get new stuff next week. We'll get some new kits, new online exclusives. So, my newsletter, for those of you that got my newsletter, if you don't get it, go to greenthumbstampers.com, and then you'll see either like in your little hamburger, or if you're on your computer, you'll see it right along the bar at the top. Get my newsletter. You just have to sign up with your email address there, and it will add you to my weekly email. Or if I do a card kit or a class or something, you'll get that then. So I highly recommend the newsletter sign up and keep it in the know. So as you guys know from being in the know, I sent out the email on my September class, and today I added it to my newsletter. So I'll show you those cards real quick. Here's the cards that we're going to make. This is Julie Heights. That was one of her piano piano block. It was a piano quilt block thing. Piano. I want to say tiles, but I don't think it was piano tiles. Here's another one that we're gonna do. Look at this one. And we're gonna do this one. So those are the 4 cards in the class. You can do half a class or a whole class. Just email me at greenthumbstampers.com, or if you not greenthumbstampers, greenthumbstampers@hotmail.com, and let me know if you want to come Sunday or Monday, and if you want a half or a full class. Sunday's 9:30 a.m. Monday is 1:30 p.m. And it's not timed. You can kind of, if you finish in a half an hour, you can hit the road in a half an hour. I'm going to also show you, here's the winner of cards. We got Ann Bellinger and Renee Acker won the cards from August 13th. I'll get those out to you guys. Thank you for playing along. You also have a couple more days on my Facebook page. It's pinned at the top, and I hope that you're able to see it. I do a post every month that you could put whatever creations you're working on. If you're crocheting something, whatever you're working on, if you want to post it on there, I do a drawing for a little something, a little bling or something. And I think that's it, you guys. I'm getting sick or allergies. Please cross your fingers that it's allergies, but you know, I traveled again, so it's probably that I'm sick, even though I didn't fly. But it's also good to know that it must just be from the travel if I'm sick from that and not from the flight. I was getting worried that every time I flew somewhere I was going to be sick when I got home, but no, I'm home and I'm getting sick today. So I'm hoping it's allergies. So I'm going to turn my camera down. Let's go here. Enough rambling, Jill. Get this show on the road. All right, so I showed you guys the cards for the class, the winners. Now I'll show you. Here's the first card that we're going to make. This, you know, you could leave off the little flowers, and you probably the bling too. You'd have a nice masculine card if you wanted it to be a masculine card. But I put little flowers on there, and of course, you know, some bling to make it a little jazzier. So let's move that out of the way, but keep it close so I can see it. So got everything going here. I think, did I bring the wrong packet? Oh, no. We're going to start with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of Mossy Meadow. Score it at 5.5 or fold it in half. Here. I gotta. My computer's doing weird stuff. You guys, I gotta get a new computer. I got a guy at work. Jerry Lee's on. Hello. I got a guy at work going to help me figure out what specs I need to get a new computer. So, hopefully that will be coming before my retreat so that I can, and I got a paper pumpkin to work on. Hopefully I'll get it before I got to do the videos. All right. So now I've got a 4 1/4 by, wow, you guys, I got a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of basic white and just a strip of the paper that I was cutting to use on the front. Ooh, I filled that baby. Look how that's dripping off. Kind of like my nose. I got a little post-nasal drip going on. Oh, it's just awful. Just this afternoon, it hit me. I woke up kind of feeling okay, and then as the day's gone on, it's hitting me. So I'll probably sleep in tomorrow. Mike's all raring to get back to the gym because we haven't gone, but not gonna overdo it. So now we're just gonna glue this on the inside. Get it off our table. Down here. I'm gonna move it over a little bit. Ugh. Okay. I got glue all over me too, you guys. I'm working on a project for one of my retreats and I am just full of glue. So if it looks like I'm peeling skin, it's glue. I've been washing my hands and doing this to try and get it off. But so let me show you the paper. This is the Boho Vibes. You guys know I really liked this paper, but it was warmly welcomed by you guys. Or maybe it was just the stamp set that was given a meh. But it's got some fun designs in it. It's the one that goes with the rainbow set. Can you see the back? I've shown it to you a bunch of times, so. I've used a lot. I'm hoarding it, as with all my other papers. And I shouldn't be. Oh, I think my lights, oh no, it's already plugged in. So then for my top, I have another 5¼ by 4" piece of basic white. And then I have a 2" piece of this, looks like ramen noodles. And over here, I mounted it in a little bit, but I think I'm going to mount it off to the left, all the way over to the left. I think it'll just help give more of a cut between the two pieces. That was my prototype. And so as I made, was cutting and stuff, I was making decisions on the fly. And this was one of them that I'm going to mount it all the way over to the edge in the video card. And I did this is 2 inches. And so now I'm going to go ahead and glue it onto the front. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to use the, oh, everything's going to come crashing out, you guys. Let me see if I can put stuff. Okay. So I'm going to use the Sunshine Vibes stamp. And I'm going to use the dies. I'm going to use these leafy things here. And then let me show you what else I'm using. I got the meant to be dies, and these might be on the discontinued list, or they could be gone or the last chance list. I think I remember someone saying they would hit the last chance, but they could be gone now. I'm not so hot lately at keeping up with what's available and what's not. And I used this second one, even though, see, I didn't realize when I was making the card, it cuts out this little frame too. So I used that second die, and then you get these two pieces. So I used this second one in. So I'm going to take that big leafy piece here, and I'm going to take, I'm using the block I want, so we're going to take this one. You guys, I always tell you, I got to take it off because that's way too big. I do tell you that size matters. With these blocks, size matters. Did I get my fussy cutting done? No, Debbie, I did not. I still have maybe 10 pages to go. I started assembling my project today, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do it without needing to do all 27 pages. So we'll see. But I cut, you guys, on my way to South Carolina, my way home from South Carolina. Not the full amount, but I bet I cut probably because I sat in the hotel breakfast area I probably cut for 10 hours this weekend. And yeah, still not done, but I might have enough elements cut. So I'm taking some Mossy Meadow and this big leafy piece. And I learned from my prototype that I got to go way up to the corner and way down to this corner. Because my triangle piece, octagon, I guess, or is it a hexagon? Hexagon, because octagons are 8. My hexagon is large for the front, so did I bring an envelope? I did bring an envelope. So while we've got it here, let's stamp this. I'm going to put it up in the corner. No, I'm going to go across the bottom because people like to write their address up in the corner. We'll go this way along the bottom. Like that. Okay, so we have that part done. I did not get my fussy cut done. But I did get 5. I have 5 of my 27 projects complete, though. I did that. That's why my hands are all full of glue. I did get 5 complete, only 21 more to go. Okay. So now we're going to glue this guy on. And I'm going to glue it in this frame onto the front. You don't have to use the frame. But since I had already cut everything before I realized what was happening, I just kept going. After I cut one, I saw that I was going to cut these out, and I just kept going, cutting. I just said, yeah, that's fine. We'll do this one like this. We'll fill it in. I'm just trying to see if there's a, sometimes even though you would think it wouldn't matter, it wants to go together in a certain way. So we're going to move that. So we're going to glue this down. I'm going to glue our hexagon on first. Kind of just eyeball the center. That looks fairly okay. Probably a little high. Can I move it down? There we go. Then I'll put a little bit of glue on this guy. I didn't have to squeeze. I filled it so full that it's just kind of coming out on its own. And then I just moved it, so I don't know which way it went on here, but we're going to go this way. Hope that it slides into place even enough. Looks pretty good. We'll give it a little squish when we put it in there and let that glue sneak right up next to the edge. There, that looks pretty good, I think. No, it's crooked, but hey. Then we have a deckled circle. Let me see what one I used. I used that one right there. It might be the small. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say it's the 4th one. Nope, it's the 5th one. It's the 5th one in. Appears. So we're going to glue that flat. I'm going to glue that down in the center. And now you can pop up whatever you want to pop up. I just don't want to go too crazy on the height. So now I've got 2 of these sprigs that came out of the sunshine. All right, you guys. I'm coming back. Let me see if I can update my screen here on my computer. I have no idea what's going on. Why it's being a stinker again so quickly into my live. I'm not going to be able to see comments and stuff, I don't think. I just want to put this out there for, okay, it looks like I'm out there, so good. I'm not starting over, but I'm starting over. So I'm gonna show you guys, just the video of what I'm making. We're gonna start with this card here. You know what, let me see if I could pull up my, Facebook on my, iPad, so I just gotta look up instead of trying to look over. So it is a 11 by 4 1/4 piece of Mossy Meadow. I'm using the Boho Vibes paper. I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 inch white on the inside with a strip of the paper that's 4 inches by half. This might be 5/8 of an inch. And then for the front, that's where we were at when I so rudely got kicked off. So I'm going to set that over there. I'm putting the piece of Designer Series paper off to the left of another 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece. I've stamped the leaf from Sunshine Vibes way off up to the corners on the Designer Series paper. And I used the Be Mine dies and cut out a hexagon, the deckled circles, and I cut out a circle. And those are glued flat to the front. I used the Boho, not Boho Vibes, but it's the coordinating dies that go with that set. Sunshine Vibes dies. And I used this greenery piece here and some flowers from the Be Mine dies. And when I got kicked off, I was putting some dimensionals onto the back. So thank you, Dawn, for contacting me and letting me know. It took me that long to get things back up and running. So if you got time, catch the replay. We'll have a keyword of, because I think you can comment, I just won't be able to see them till I'm done, I think. So our keyword will be, I don't know, let's do vibes. We got boho vibes going on here. So then I'm going to put a little bit of greenery, not greenery, glue, down here at the bottom. And I'm going to just kind of like put it off the edge. I want my flowers to poke up and then my stem to glue down. We'll go ahead and glue that onto our piece of our Mossy Meadow back. And I hope you guys get back on so you can see the Christmas card that I'm going to do. All right, so we got that done. Then I have a piece of cloud cover that is falling out. Somewhere. Yep, fell out along the way. So we got a piece of cloud cover that is 3/4 of an inch wide. I'm going to use my Secret C. That's one of the colors in this paper. So I'm going to use my Secret C and the Thanks from the Sunshine Vibes. Use Thanks. Could use Hello. Can use whatever sentiment you want across there. Thanks. That looks a little, okay, and I'm just going to snip that off. Then I have a punch. You can cut that at an angle. You could do whatever you want. I just have one of the retired punches, the Pick-a-Punch. Just going to put this up in there. Trying to eyeball it so that both of these little edges punch it kind of curved and not too round. Then we'll do the other side. And that's good. I'm going to put some dimensional on the back of that. You could take a finer ribbon, like a thinner one, and wrap it around underneath here if you want. I'm going to put it, just going to stick that like right there. Here we go. And close this up before I wear it. I have some white, just the white, this might be baker's twine because it feels a little thicker than thread. Okay, cut that off. I need one of these little glue dots. We'll stick it on the back. It'd be nice if it came off. There we go. And then I just kind of roll it up, pinch it up and around into a little half moon. And I'm going to stick it on my flowers. Like that. Then I have some, these are new. These are from my pre-order. I don't know if you can see them. I'm not getting a very good. These, oh, let me take them out of the package because I need some. They'll take some of that glare off, I bet. Can you see that? These are called Cajun Craze and Gold Dots. And so they got little speckles of gold in them. They're pretty. So I'm just going to stick a couple of those on here. And I'll put one down here. Put a medium one. I think we'll put the medium one up here. And then I'll take a small one and I think I want to move this guy. There was a reason I put him like that. I wanted my triangle to be a little bit more pronounced. So these are new. They'll be available in the next week when the pre-order goes live. And so that, you guys, is my first card that I wanted to show you. That's just, like I said, it could be a masculine card if you leave the flowers off. You could even fussy cut out one of these big greeneries that we stamped in the back and put that along there instead of the little tiny ones. So there's that one. And before I end up losing out again, here's the next one we're going to make. This is my Christmas version because we didn't get to do a Christmas card this month. That was when we got home. We got home on Monday night. I think that was Monday the 25th, and that was not in the cards for me to make do a video. So here's the second one that we're going to make. I shook it up just a smidge, not too bad, like that. I put the paper up along the edge. Could also go down along the bottom there. So let me get that one. Oh, that one's behind me. Because I'm using bunch of different stuff on this one. And I wanted to make sure that we could see it all. So, this card, like I said, it's from the, you guys, I lied. Some of these, I'm not exactly sure if they're from the new catalog or from the online exclusives. So, and you know what? I can't show you the inside of my catalog yet either. I was so good. I had I had the pages folded to show you which pages the stuff was on. So I guess I better shut that up because I can't do that. But there is a suite coming, and it has Christmas greenery in it. And I did not get the other stamp set that was in the suite, but I will show you the paper that goes with it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I used this paper, and on the back is a nice plaid. These poinsettias, cut out with a die, and that's got a, we got this, like the bouquet of the flowers that's on one side. Those cut out with the die as well. We got another poinsettia paper with little dots on the back. Nice smattering of everything. And these are gold foil on one side and plain paper on the back. And then there's this one. This one's real pretty. Yeah, that's it. Real pretty. And a green plaid on the back. So I grabbed that paper. You guys, this is irritating me. This paper has the sticky on the back and not on the lip, so it's sticking to everything. It's driving me crazy. Alright, so what I did was I've got a 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Pool Party. That is one of the colors in the paper. Scored at 4 1/4. That looks too small. Oh. Scored at 4 1/4, or just fold it in half. I have this time around a piece. I could put that piece on there and do it just like the other one. I just wasn't sure. I wanted to shake it up a little bit, so I'm not going to put that on, but I will put it on the inside. So I've got a smidge of the paper that I used to cut down that was left over. I'm going to glue this down the side. Then I'll glue it to the inside. Oh, Betty's on. Hey, Betty. You guys, I can't really see my comments because they're on my phone, and that is pointing down. So I will see a few of them. Dawn, thank you. Dawn loves the paper. Yes, it's gorgeous paper. I'm so in love with it. I almost didn't want to cut it up, you know, but I have to. So this one I cut 2 1/4 inches wide by, I believe it's 5 1/4. And I'm just going to glue that right on. So you could put that piece back on there, that white piece, if you wanted. Like I did on the last card, you could put the white layer on. I'm just going to glue this on, and I'm not going to go all the way to the edge like I did with the other. We're shaking this guy up just a smidge. So now I went one size larger on the hexagon, and I'm not going to do it. I changed my mind, but I was going to show you, just in case. An idea for you is to put this guy over the top, and just to give it another dimension, on a card. I was thinking of doing that with this, and then I said, it's too busy. Too busy with everything that I was doing, so I left it off. But that's an idea of something that you could do. If you get this card kit, what did I tell you guys? The last card was vibe. Was my keyword. We'll use that for this too. So, because by the time I put them in an envelope, I'm not always exactly sure what, which card I stuffed in which envelope. So, I'm going to glue this down to the front. We're going to try and see if we can eyeball it a little better this time around. Move it over just a hair. I think that's even. There we go. All right. And on this guy, I again have the deckled circle, one size bigger than the last card. We're going to set the card aside for a hot second, and we are going to bring in a piece of basic white. We're going to zhuzh it up with some anti-static powder. Then I have the bouquet, this big bouquet, right here, you'll see it, the big bouquet of flower stamp. And I showed you the Christmas greenery. Again, this is 85%, or does it say 95? 85%. So these images are smaller than the actual stamp, so you could see that. And it's a two-step stamp. So I'll show you what that means. So we've got that. I'm going to get my Versamark. I'm going to ink it up like that. We'll stamp her down. And then I've got some old gold powder. We're going to put some gold embossing powder on it like that. Must have missed a spot with the... That's pretty good. And then we're going to hit it with our heat tool to heat emboss this. So now you'll see that change. That'll turn like, this embossing powder is called mirror gold, so it will get really bright and liquidy, shiny looking. I think I got it all. And then now what I'm going to do is the Christmas greenery has a bunch of dies, and you can see there's a few extras in here. This big sprig, this guy's not in there. This giant bow, and I'm thinking the berries for this are not stamps. Just a few of the other small stuff is stamped. So you get a lot of extra stuff in here. But I would cut it out with this bouquet one here. So I'm going to cut that out later. I will put that in the kit. I've already cut one out here. What I did then was I got the stamps. I'm working on a little teeny tiny spot over here tonight for some reason. Let's see if I can try and keep, maybe because every time I pull something out to show you, I don't put it back in the container, so I'm running out of space. Alright, so open this back up. We need to do the bow. There's a bow on our card. And I'm going to do the bow in Pool Party, because that's, I'll show you here in a second what I'm, and so we may or may not, because this is heat embossed and it's raised up, we may or may not get a good stamped image. So let's, because it's got to go, oh, that one came out good. We got to get it pressed down in there deep enough to hit the paper. So in case I didn't, because on my sample I didn't get a good enough image, I brought my blender pen. You could also just fill that in with a blender pen. But let me show you where my mind is at here. Because, you know, could be way out in left field, but I'm going to show you. Here's where I'm at. I'm looking at this guy here. It's got a blue bow, it's got some gold leaves, some green, and some red. The reds in here are real red and cherry cobbler, and it looks like, now that I see it, if I look close enough, this is cherry and these might be real red. But I only brought cherry cobbler, so that's what we're going with. So that's what my thoughts are here. So then we got a sprig, little tiny sprig here. And I have some old olive. That's the green color that it's saying is in here. We're going to just come over the top, and I'm going to just squish on it pretty hard, trying to get it to go around the gold, like the picture, or the paper. And then, like I said, I only brought over cherry cobbler. So what we'll do, we'll get our flower. I'm hoping I'm in frame still. Looks like I am. So we're going to stamp our flower. And what did I tell you? It looked like the center one was cherry cobbler, so we're going to squish it down in there. Oh, so we didn't get it, so I'll put a little pressure on the back. So the other two were real red, so I'm going to stamp off one. Whoops. And then I'll come in and hopefully, oh, it's not that dark, so there. That might need to get a little bit darker, but we got 3 varieties of red going on there, so. Then I'm going to take my gold Wink of Stella, and I told you guys about this a couple weeks ago. I don't think we sell the gold anymore, but you could still get a gold one at the big box stores or any of the scrapbook stores online, I'm sure. So I got the gold, and then I'm just going to fill in around where the gold embossing is, because in the paper, the leaves are gold in here. So I'm just going to color in right here. My nose is... And then this should dry with some pretty shimmer, as well as a gold color. So when I'm done, I'll look at my sample, see if the shimmer is there. Oh yeah, I can see the shimmer on this one. Where's my camera? Can you see the shimmer on that gold from the Wink of Stella mixed with the gold from the embossing powder? It looks real pretty. Pretty now, ma'am. All right. And then that we are going to put on our circle, and then I just have a 2.5 by 3/8" pool party. Now this would be pretty if you maybe rounded the corners on it too. I did not round the corners. I didn't think of that till. But there's some words coming out in another set. I think this is on. No, this is in the catalog too. This is in the September catalog, or the mini catalog. Which, yeah, you guys, that does start next week. I lost some time there. So this will be in the new catalog, Words for the Season. And it has a die set that cuts out holidays, seasons, autumn, happy wishes, Merry, Halloween, Christmas, and New Year. And then you can pair it with some of the stamp sets. There's a Halloween saying. And then this one says, let's toast to yesterday's achievements and tomorrow's bright future. I thought that might be nice for, also for maybe a graduation. Not necessarily the new year, but I pulled out the May the Magic of Christmas fill each corner of your home and heart. That was the saying that I pulled out. This is a final, one of our final red rubbers that we're going to be seeing. I don't recall. I thought that I read that if they sold out of the red rubber that they'd switch it over to polymer until the catalog expired, but then I think I read where it was going to go, if they sell out, it's going to go right to like the discontinued list. And I'm going to do this in Secret C. To me, it's looking like it's on there crooked. Way crooked. Let's pull it up. See what we get. Now it looks like it's better. All right, here goes. Yeah, I think it's crooked on the rubber. So goodbye red rubber if you're going to start printing them on the, cutting them out so they're crooked. All right, let's try this again. Well, still crooked, but a little better. I'm going to attach this. So we're going to just mock it up. We're going to stick that on here. We're going to squirt a little glue on there. And we're going to I don't want to, yeah, I do want to glue that. We're going to glue that on. Then we're going to put just a little bit of glue on this guy. And I'm going to flank I'm going to force that to be straight. I'm going to flank the words with my greenery here. And then we're going to pop it up. And what did I do with those? I'm going to put a few dimensionals over the cutout pieces and such to help them stick to it. And then I'll just add a couple extra for good measure. Then I'm going to put this so that nothing's hanging off the side of the card. Probably need to get that little trying to evenly space it on there. Alright, we're going with that. Then I have some pretty old gems that it appears oh, here they are. Some really old ones called Blooming Pearls. And I'm going to use the gold out of it. And I'm going to just use 3 big ones. I'm going to go flank my flower bouquet there, just to give some coloring on the light blue. And we got the inside done. And so there we go, you guys. There's my second card that I got cut off. I didn't get to show you. So I appreciate you watching. The keyword again is vibes, I think is what I said. Vibes. Or type whatever you want. Keyword, something so I know that you're playing along. And I will see you guys. Oh, what word set was that? Missed that. Christy, that was words for the season. And it comes, I believe it comes with this words for the season dies. So you get the big words and little things that go on this banner. And then some sentiments that you can put on the inside. Alright, you guys, I'm going to hang up, and I will see you again later. Sorry for the problems that we had. Thank you for sticking with me, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Thanks, Vesta.